Bub Nation, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful Eve to Christmas Eve, enjoying your holidays, all of that. We got some great news to celebrate today. Of course, yesterday was Joseph Williams Day. Awesome. We got our Will Shepherd replacement, our Will Shepherd 2.0 coming in, which is awesome. It's going to be fun to see our offense operate with him. And I don't think we're done at the wide receiver position yet. No. But we're bringing in an offensive lineman from Texas Tech. Shout out to Cobbs, friend Cobbs, in my Guru Discord. Played with him. Aki Ogunbiyi. Hopefully I pronounced his name okay. Tackle, offensive guard, Texas A&M. Let's see, 6'4", 330 pounds. We'll get into him in just a minute. And then also, we're bringing in a new linebacker as well, in addition to Reginald Hughes. Reggie, by way of Texas. Max Harris, linebacker, 6 foot, 225 pounds, has some great experience. So, y'all let me know, man, what you think about this. I love these additions. I think it's great. Y'all be sure to smash that like, subscribe, join the chat if you haven't yet. And also a little bit of a teaser. University of South Florida safety Tafik Bayard visited this past weekend, and it looks like we're in his top 3 with LSU and one other school. We'll get to that here later, but hopefully we can secure his services. He would be a substantial get in the secondary. So, hey, shout out to a few of you guys already in the chat. Joe Kidd, that's right. We need him to pick CU. B-man, let's eat. Let's get it. And let's go ahead and get started, y'all. I'll share my screen. We'll get into first the official commit that we have, Aki Ogunbiyi. I'm going to do my best to get that pronunciation down. Again, shout out to Cobbs for giving me the pronunciation. But you can see here, Aki has played a lot of, he's played a lot of college football. He's been in College Station since 2020, guys. So he's had a lot of time to develop. So, hey, if I'm just basing this off of 5 years, coming in as like an 18-year-old, he's probably going to be 23 or 24 this season, most likely. An older guy coming into the room, and I think I think that that he's going to add some competition to multiple spots on this line. So again, this past year at A&M, only played 20 snaps at right tackle as well as left tackle, but as you see down here, he's played a lot of guard. He's played a ton of guard, left guard to be specific. 505 snaps in his career over at the left guard position, 78 at left tackle, 26 at right guard, and 44 at right tackle. So he provides some versatility, and I would imagine that he's being brought in to compete for a starting line position. We'll see how the rest of it shakes out, because we got some other guys coming in here that are, I think, really talented. We'll see who else we add. But as you know, Chauncey Gooden, man, he's been looking good in these early practices. He'll be an early enrollee, so he very well could compete for starting snaps his freshman year. But as you guys know, I mean, right tackle's a huge question right now. We don't really know what we're going to do. We got some returners coming back at the guard position, Kareem Harden. We got Khalil Benson, as well as Tyler Brown. But let's continue to bring in more depth competition. And like I've talked about before, transfer from Louisiana Monroe, Carter Miller. Yes, he started at center this past year, but he started at left guard at James Madison the year prior. So he's also going to come in here and add some competition, to the line. So again, not really too much I can draw from this other than that, hey, from what I hear, really athletic lineman, just hasn't gotten a lot of playing time at Texas A&M, and hopefully this is now a welcome change of scenery for him to where, hey, maybe he can be a late bloomer, so to speak. I mean, when we look at Levante Bentley, who received a Hula Bowl invite, which is really exciting, by the way. Congratulations to him. He was kind of a late bloomer as well, just kind of a part-time player his 4 years at Clemson, and then you saw him really take his game to a new level at CU, which is awesome. Maybe that's the case for Aki Ogunbiyi. I'm going to try, guys. Ogunbiyi. I'm going to get it down, I swear to you. But, overall, giving up 3 sacks, that all happened in the 2020 season. So he has had a career pass block count of 393 pass blocks, has only given up 3 sacks. He'll take that. When you want to look at his 2022 year, again, mainly playing guard. He started, about half the season at guard, then kind of rotated in, 230 snaps at left guard. You can see there's a lot to be desired right now in these grades. So that's what you're hoping we see improvement from. I think what's great too is that when you look at 2021, you see that in terms of grades wise, he was grading out well in the pass block, mainly playing left and right guard. So from what I understand, stronger run blocker than he is pass blocker, but let's see how he does transitioning to the Big 12, working with Coach Holt. Again, I love the fact that he's 6'4", 330 pounds. I know that some of you guys, that watch the show regularly or the channel regularly have said, man, we need some more beef up front. Forget these 300-pound linemen. And don't get me wrong, I'm with you. I like the linemen bigger. That I just like my guys bigger. That's all I'm saying. So I love this addition. Aki, hopefully he plays his best football yet, but it looks like, hey, you've seen flashes of him having success. Didn't really get on the field this year, and let's see what he can do. So I think he's going to have great competition, and we'll see. May the best offensive lineman play, right? That's all I want to see is the best offensive lineman play. The more depth and competition that we add to our group, the better our offensive line play is going to be. Now, let's go ahead and move on to linebacker. Linebacker, again, man, you guys are making it known to the football gods. We need linebackers, okay? Nikhai Hill-Green off to Alabama. Will we bring in Reginald Hughes, first team, all-conference, Conference USA linebacker this past year? I think he's going to be a tremendous fit, speedy linebacker. Max Harris coming in here from Texas State most recently. Again, 6 foot, 225 pounds. This past year had 40 tackles, only 3 missed tackles. He also had a couple sacks as well. So that's nice production. Then when you look at what he did at Louisiana Monroe the previous year, man, he stacked up a ton of tackles. So he had like 78 tackles, essentially 120-ish tackles, and really improved his missed tackle percentage from 2023 to 2024. So that's really great. And yeah, we'll see what he can add. Very interesting here too. Played safety over at Louisiana Monroe in 2023. I did not catch that until now. So that's very interesting how he's actually been able to make that transition from safety to linebacker. Trevor Woods obviously is in the portal now, moving on, but I find this position change very, very interesting. Again, still played 322 snaps in the box over at Louisiana Monroe 2 years ago, little under 200 snaps as a traditional safety. So I like to see that. He's got a little bit of versatility, and again, Max Harris fully being a linebacker at Texas State, 360 snaps in the box, and didn't really line up. 1 snap at free safety, about 30 snaps combined at the slot and defensive line, like out on the edge. So a guy maybe that you can move around a little bit, but I'm guessing that he is going to primarily be a box linebacker for us and is going to compete alongside some of the guys we have now. Jalen Lester is returning. Your brother with Lester. We have Kyron Garcia, who's going into his redshirt freshman year. We have Mantrez Walker, who's already on campus practicing with the bowl for the bowl practices and everything like that. So that's really great. But I still imagine that we add some more scholarship linebackers here in the transfer portal. No doubt about it. I mean, you saw us bring in 4 or 5 last year, and I think that we'll bring in probably about the same amount this year. So I don't expect the linebacker core to be done yet. But again, to remind you guys, this is somebody that Adam Munsterteiger has put a crystal ball on, at least as of me last refreshing my Twitter feed. He's been crystal balled to CU, but we have yet to secure that official announcement of his commitment. But when Adam Munsterteiger puts it out there as a crystal ball, he doesn't do it until he knows it's fact. The man's never wrong on his crystal balls. So I love this addition. We'll see how it all shakes out with Max Harris at linebacker. But again, when you're looking at 200 or 120 tackles over the past couple years, that's substantial. And but you do want to see him continue to get better grades, I guess, so to speak, in coverage and whatnot. I think this year, let's take a look. 11 targets or 11 receptions on 12 targets, but only for 142 yards, only gave up 1 touchdown in coverage. So NFL passer rating 143.8, but not the largest sample size of him in coverage from a statistical standpoint. But 392 snaps. That's great. Run defense is pretty decent, 58.7. What I love here is that his tackling grade is really high at 79.1. Again, he only had 3 missed tackles on the year this past year, 7%. Anything under 10%, I feel like, is really, really good. So short tackler, we'll see how he transitions coming up to play in the Big 12. But again, guys, as a reminder, we've had a lot of great success bringing guys in up from the G5 ranks and below, having success. Of course, I think it's most notable at the wide receiver position. But, our secondary as well. I mean, how about let's talk about Cameron Soma and Craig, right? And that's not even G5. That is that's FCS. We can talk about Preston Hodge coming here from Liberty. We'll see if he tries to attempt to kind of use that same JUCO argument that the Vanderbilt quarterback did to get another year. It would be phenomenal to have him back in the slot. But Preston Hodge coming up from G5 Liberty, I thought had a really good year this year. And man, I feel like I'm missing. FCS the year prior, Roderick Ward, I thought was really solid for us. So I think we've had success kind of getting some of these quote unquote money ball transfers. But I think that he's going to be a welcome addition, and I can't wait to see how the rest of the room fills out, because I doubt we're done yet. But if you guys need a little bit of a reminder, let's just take a look at what we got cooking up in the transfer portal as a whole. Let's see here. All right, so right now we got the 18th best transfer portal in terms of ranking. And you can see right here, Aki Ogunbiyi is committed to the Buffs. He was a 4-star guy coming out of high school. That makes sense why he settled with Texas A&M. So we're now at 11 transfers. We'll see what happens with Tafiq Bayard. He is one of the more highly regarded safeties right now in the transfer portal. Let's see here. Oh, I went to wide receiver. Let's see here. All right. Rank number 25. Man, only an 86 in the transfer portal. Are you kidding me? I mean, I think he's killed it this year statistically. I mean, he had a really solid year. You're looking here again, 6'1", 191 pounds, really nice size for a safety. 52 total tackles, 8 missed tackles on the year. Also had 2 sacks. Really good coverage grade, 69.3. Run defense, 77.6. Tackling, 72.4. And again, had an interception, no touchdowns given up. gave up, let's see, 168 yards in passing on the season. So still has, I think, 3 more years of eligibility left. Let's check it right here. Yeah, redshirted his freshman year. So played in at the end of the season last year against Charlotte and Syracuse in the bowl game. And yeah, we'll have to see how it all shakes out. But I would love Tafik Bayard in here, somebody that's going to compete with Carter, Savion, RJ Johnson, and I guess now Malachi Vickers for starting safety roles and positions. So let me go ahead and go through my Twitter here one more time just to see, unless I've been alerted of anything else. Hey, shout out to Serge for letting me know about Aki's commitment over here on Twitter. But I guess that's really about it. So we'll see what else happens. Hopefully we can also snag Ethan O'Connor if you guys are needing a reminder on him. He also visited with Tafik Bayard this past weekend, cornerback out of Washington State. Again, phenomenal size, 6'1", 172 pounds. Redshirt freshman year, just balled out. I mean, 81.2 coverage grade, 79.5 in the run. Tackling, hey, might have to shore up some of these missed tackles, 8 missed tackles on the year. But yeah, 34 total tackles. He had a quarterback hit, couple pressures. Reception percentage, 52.5 off of 61 targets. Gave up 406 yards. Gave up 3 TDs, but had 4 interceptions and 6 PBUs. 7 penalties on the year, but man, whatever. He's a redshirt freshman, but mainly played outside corner. So some of you guys might wonder, well, who's going to play slot? If it's between Colton Hood, Ethan O'Connor, and DJ McKinney, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it all shakes out. Maybe we bring in another slot corner, but I do love the idea of having 3 really, really solid outside corners, and we'll figure out what we do in the slot. I feel like Colton could do it. I haven't personally watched Ethan O'Connor play outside of seeing some highlights on Twitter, but I definitely feel like Colton Hood could play slot if we need him to. I think he's just kind of got that sort of wiggle to do it really well. So, all right, guys, I'll get to a few of your comments, and then we'll wrap this thing up. But yeah, y'all be sure to smash that like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Really appreciate you guys being in on here. Hopefully you guys, some of y'all are off work, enjoying your holiday week. There was one post I was going to try and pull up here on who we are in contention with for Tafik Bayard. Believe it's LSU. Let's see what we got here. I believe it's LSU and another school, but for some reason, man, I can't find this tweet. Should have had it bookmarked. Final 3, LSU, Vanderbilt, and Colorado. This is according to On3, Monday morning. So can we beat out LSU? Can we beat out Vandy for the services of Tafik Bayard? Hey, I think that, there's only one program that's going to give you the spotlight, right? That Colorado can, and that's Colorado. Out of those 3 schools, I definitely feel that way. Buddy, hope you're doing well. DeAndre Binion saying Prime is really getting competition on the line. Shots up that right side arm, man. We're going to be good. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, this is just the first quarter, so to speak, of the transfer portal period. So just love to see that we're bringing in some more competition, adequately sized dudes. Again, I don't ever want to see the day where we're starting a 280-pound left guard in my life ever again. And so, hey, we're bringing in guys 6'4", 330 pounds. I'm about it. So let's see. maybe the 6th year is the charm where he really does break out. But I love the fact that we're getting an experienced guy coming in here. I think that that's going to be great for the locker room, regardless of if he ends up earning a starting position or not. To have somebody that's been training in the SEC for 5 years. I think that's going to be helpful, and I like that mix coming in. Again, I love the fact that we bring in guys from other Power 4 schools. We bring in some JUCO guys. We got a Division II guy coming up here this year. We got some G5 guys making their way up here. So I think that that's a really good mix. I think it keeps the team really hungry and competitive. So yeah, I imagine, Ali, that we're not done in the trenches, but hey, this is another, I think, quality addition to the line. And that way, guys, again, we don't have to put out, if they're not ready yet, some of our younger players a little bit more green. How could I forget Zach Owens as well? Maybe he's ready to compete this year, after a couple years in college football. But you never want to be in the place where you have to be putting out young offensive linemen before they're ready. Let's say we have a handful of injuries. I do love the fact that we got some older offensive linemen here that are going to be able to step up if needed. So DeAndre saying that linebacker is fast and can hit. He was getting busy against Arizona State. And man, wasn't that a game? Didn't Texas State beat them? I watched the end of that game and I forget who won. No, Arizona State won at the end. But yeah, you're right about it. So, and that makes sense, DeAndre, with him being a converted safety, how you'd want to see some of that speed translate. I've also wondered if Carter Stoudemire might be a linebacker at some point too. But I think right now we found his position right now at safety. We'll see how it all goes. Sir Ken, hope you're doing well. Yes, smash that like button. Happy holidays, everybody. Did you guys watch, former great, CU Buffs quarterback legend Owen McCown absolutely lighted up today for the UTSA Roadrunners in the Myrtle Beach Bowl against Coastal Carolina. That was awesome to see. Now I got NIU Fresno State on. We'll see how it all shakes out. Allie thinks he's going to Vandy. That would hurt me. We'll just have to see. Yeah, and that's the thing, Joe Kid. I don't think we're anywhere close to done in the secondary. I still think, we're pretty thin out there compared to like where we've been. So, yeah, I think again, Travis changes the way that you play defense so much, and we're losing a lot of leadership back there as well. So, I still think we got a long ways to go before the room is filled out. But getting somebody such as Bayard with Ethan O'Connor, I mean, that's a really super solid step in the right direction. Mile High, hope you're doing well. Got some Broncos videos coming for you later today. Trucking with Jay Pat. I think I'm in 139, so it's kind of like a corner in the lower bowl. Yeah, hopefully I'm by Buffs fans. I didn't even think about am I just going to be sitting by a bunch of BYU fans? I don't want that, but I would imagine, man, Buff Nation, we're going to take over, right? TK, I was wondering when you were going to come in here. Fireheart. Hey, and let's talk about some of our assistant coaches. TK, I thought that this might get Coach Hart a little bit more back into your graces with getting a guy like Max Harris. I got to be honest, but hey, let's talk about Kamani Anderson. Was that his name? Ended up committing to Arizona State tight end. Come on, Coach Bart. You gotta. I mean, that sucks. He was, I think, actually ranked slightly higher than Zach Atkins, who we brought in. But again, former 4-star tight end from Kentucky, visited here to Colorado and ends up committing to Arizona State yesterday. That was a bummer. That would have been great to have him paired with Zach Atkins. Now we move on. Now we move forward. Let's see what else the portal has in line for us. So, we'll just have to see. Hey, thanks, Lady C. Thank you for the kind words. And yeah, we got a 708 people in here. 75% of y'all statistically are not subscribed, man. Throw me a little bone. Come on now. Keith, hey, thanks for being a member of the fellas. The buff buddy saying finally an offensive lineman. You absolutely got it right. We at least got somebody who has at least taken some snaps at right tackle, but I need to watch him. Again, a friend of the show, Cobbs, has said that he's a very athletic lineman, but I'll need to watch him with my own two eyes to see if he's got quicker feet than some of the guys that we've been putting at right tackle this past year, right? Khalil Benson, and especially, Tyler Brown just did not have the feet for it. They should have never put Tyler Brown at right tackle, but credit to him for being a team guy, being able to be willing to play wherever they need him to. But no, not going to be doing that this year. Let's get some more athletic dudes at the tackle spot. And again, I still have not heard an official word on what Phillip Houston's injury was a few weeks ago. So, I don't even know. I hope he's okay, and I hope it's not a serious injury. But if he could put some more weight on and strength this offseason, that would be great. But if he's rehabbing from a serious injury, that's going to suck. It's going to suck. Offensive tackle is needed. I would say that it is still needed, but this is a good start. Ashley Lovechild, hey, thank you so much. Again, thanks for finding the show. I appreciate it. Shirley Kimball, congratulations, Buffs. Thank you so much, and thank you for always tuning in. I hear Aki lacks aggression. Well, he's going to have to compete like a dog out here if he wants to play. No doubt about it. We'll just have to see. What's great is that we'll be able to see here in a couple months or so, or in a month or so, how these dudes are competing, right? we'll be able to see. But if Khalil Benson is trash talking him off the field, that's not going to be a good look, right? Let's see if he's got some bite to him here with the change of scenery at CU. That's my hope, right? Depth piece. No need to hype this. I'm gonna hype anybody that becomes a buff because I'm just happy when players choose to become a buff, whether they're a starter or depth piece. I think it's a wonderful thing. There's a lot of schools obviously to go play for, and I'm gonna credit anybody who makes the decision to come here, and like give them recognition and try and look at the bright side of things. What they could add. But KD, don't get it mistaken. I have no idea how this offensive line is going to shake out to look outside of Jordan Seaton at left tackle. TK, you're absolutely right. You and me both, man. We need more in the linebacker room. Let's see what we continue to do. Don't give a damn. You probably beat this to me before I noticed it. Max Harris, former safety, converted to linebacker. So, yeah, hopefully he's adding some great speed. You guys know, definitely in some of those games, let's talk about Kansas State. Let's talk about Kansas. Oh, our linebackers just look slow. Everybody looks slow in those games, right? But especially in those games. So with Harris, I want to see more of Jalen Wester. And with Reginald Hughes, is that an upgrade on overall quickness and speed in our linebacker core? I hope so. Oh, yeah, you guys are talking about the Branch brothers. Yeah, are we in on the Branch brothers? I really got no idea. I don't think so, though. I really don't think so. I think that although I'd like them to be, I think KD brings up a good point. I feel like it's no need to get the Branch brothers. That room is too deep. Why waste NIL? We don't need any more wide receivers. While I will say, I don't think you can ever have too many wide receivers. That's just me personally. Again, we saw a game where like 4 of our wide receivers went down this year, right? But we do have a lot of talent there. And I would say it's probably between KD, edge, and wide receiver for our deepest position group right now. It would be great to have Zachariah Branch out here. It would be great to have his brother Zion Branch out here competing for a safety position as well. But just the vibe that I get is that they're wanting more money than what I feel like CU would be willing to pay. Because, like I've said, we've had a lot of success finding guys from the lower ranks that come up and have immediate success, especially at the wide receiver position. We'll see what happens with Zion Branch. I know that Zion Branch has had a lot of injury issues from my good friend Phil, USC graduate, was telling me that, yeah, he just hasn't been healthy. So we kind of already have a guy that's like that, like kind of a high upside guy in Malachi Vickers. So do we bring in another guy like that with what I would assume is premium NIL? I I agree with you, KD. I think that we probably spend our money, hopefully, in some different ways now. We need some corners. You guys are talking about. We need some more linebackers. Let's see if we can find another 2, 3 tight ends. All that. Max Harris not official, but it's pretty much as close to official as it gets with Adam Munsterteiger's crystal ball. Let me go ahead and pull that up on 24/7, unless or for you guys to take a look at it yourself. And yes, as you see here, Max Harris. Oh, nice. They even got him listed at 232 instead of 225. Mansfield, Texas. Okay, that's cool to see. As you can see here, we got one crystal ball from the great friend of the show, Adam Munsterteiger, logging a prediction for 100% to Colorado. So really, really cool. Junior, so should have a couple years left, and yeah, we'll see how it all shakes out. So I imagine that this is going to be made official here soon. Again, Adam, the man really only puts out crystal balls when. Oh, I thought this was going to show his history. When he knows it's happening. He was 100% during the high school recruiting season for CU. So I don't see why that would change at all in the transfer portal, if I'm being honest. So we'll wait for the official word from that. But yeah, these are depth pieces, and if they can provide more than that, then hey, that we're playing with house money. We'll see what they can do. But yeah, Chauncey's definitely coming in hot. Chauncey Good. I saw the little clip from the well off trending on Twitter. Hey, he was moving real nice, right? And again, I know a lot of people wanted the guard from Alabama, or that committed to Alabama, Michael Carroll from IMG. But again, one thing that really was eye popping looking at Chauncey Gooden was when you watch his highlight tape from this year, he's starting by taking handoffs out of pistol formation, and not just on the goal line either. No, just like in the middle of the field, gaining the casual 10 yards, taking handoffs. What offensive lineman is taking handoffs, making dudes miss, running over dudes? That's cool to see. So real athletic. And again, I think with him being a January enrollee, that's going to give him the best chance possible to start this year. No doubt about it. Oh yeah, and Joe, thank you for reminding me about this. Yeah, we also have Jeremiah Brown returning. He went in the portal, he came back. I think that's great having somebody again who's going to be going into year 2 with this defense, going into year 3 working with Coach Hart, and yeah, just somebody that surely by the time next season rolls around is going to be one of those guys that knows the defense inside and out, and hopefully he has made the most of his time redshirting this year. Let's see him put together a really strong bowl performance. I would imagine he's going to be starting for us in the bowl game with Levante Bentley, either him or Jalen Wester, right? We'll see what happens with Gage Goldberg. He was a true freshman, redshirted this year, walk on, not really too sure of kind of what to expect from him. I just kind of see him as like a wild card. But yeah, hey, if he puts in the work, who knows what happens there. But yeah, let's continue to see him develop, and who knows? Charlie Offerdahl earned a scholarship down the line. Can Gage Goldberg do it too? We'll have to see. Although now it's just 105 roster spots, regardless of if you're a walk-on or scholarship. We'll have to see. if Colorado will end up giving scholarships to everybody on the team or if they still will have some walk-ons. Reverend BJ Nelson, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Really do appreciate you. Says, hey, Dave, happy Monday. We got some monsters coming. Yeah, hey, we got a solid, 11, 12 right now. Again, we're going to see more guys jump in now that the bowl games are starting and they'll be wrapping up here in a few weeks. We'll see more and more guys enter the portal, and I'm sure there's going to be some names that really raise an eyebrow and that we're able to get some of these guys. So I think that's great. Oh no, he's going to Vandy? Tafik Bayard's going to Vandy? Let me see here. This is so annoying. Dang, CJ Donaldson, running backs transferring to Ohio State. Let's see here. Just scrolling through here a little bit. Let me refresh the Twitter feed. See what we got. Quentin Gibson was named Max Prep's Texas High School Football Player of the Year. He's the best wide receiver in the country. Wow. Had more touchdowns in Texas high school football than CeeDee Lamb. How about that? Let's see. Let me search Tafik Bayard here real quick. So not seeing anything official yet with Tafik on where he's committing, but you guys seem to think it's Vandy. See how it all shakes out, guys. Hey, Dave, any words of guys who visited this past weekend? Elliot Lockett, I didn't know he visited. 6'6", 280-pound linebacker from Pensacola Christian College. Is that a... It's probably not a JUCO. I don't know anything about that guy. And then Kamari Anderson ended up with Arizona State. What happened to Odom? He memed us. He trolled us. He was sending out the Buffs emojis, and then 20 minutes later committed to Ole Miss. We got trolled. We got trolled. It's all right, though. 8 career receptions, right? Coach Barry, thank you for the $5 super. He says Prime State and more CU players going to enter the transfer portal. He said they think he don't know, but he do. All right. Well, I imagine we're going to be like any other bowl team as well and have some guys enter the portal after our bowl game concludes on Saturday. We'll see who those dudes are. It'll be exciting to track who's in, who's out. Thank you for the $5 super. David Johnson saying Matt McChesney was like, we are going to build an SEC team in a Big 12 conference, and Coach Prime is so smart we might be undefeated if they play it right. Hey, I see the scenarios. I can see the way forward, the path forward towards doing that. I think that we're laying some great groundwork for that. I think, again, we have the luxury now of having 2 talented quarterbacks on the roster. I mean, you've seen the college football playoff matchups right now. You don't even need that great of a quarterback. What's most important is that you guys are getting guys in the trenches, right, on both offensive line and the defensive front 7 especially, that can just shut down offenses. You put an elite quarterback behind center, or a very, very good quarterback behind center with that, then that's a real recipe to start taking some names with, right, doing some damage. And I think that's what we're trying to do here. It just takes a little bit of time when we don't, although we do have, good NIL, it is not Ohio State, Oregon, Alabama, all that yet. We got some ways to go there, but I think we're making good progress there. Let's see what else we got here. I'll take a few more comments. Yeah, Vickers is a dog. I can't wait to see what he does here. Hopefully, this change of scenery really benefits him. Man, I would love to bring in, why am I forgetting his name right now? The 6'4" corner from Arizona State, or from Arizona. But I know that maybe this was like a couple weeks ago. Chikario Davis. That's right. He had a visit lined up with Texas. It looked like they were in the driver's seat for him, but I don't think I've seen any news since. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with Sicario Davis. He very well could go pro. Like, he could do that. I know a lot changes between now and the draft, but at least on the mock draft sites, so a lot of them have had Takario going in the mid rounds. Again, it's hard to pass on a 6'4" corner that also, has played well in college. Hey, Coach Barry saying, man, did y'all see practice with the new guys? Wow, IMG, defensive lineman Alexander McPherson, 6'5", 250, was smashing heads. And the big body kid, number 57, Chauncey Gooden, in practice was very voiceful and active. I love to see it. And I think that this is a really cool thing that's happening more and more in college. Guys that won't come in practice really for the passing of the torch. I just think it's real cool. See that they're all competing. Y'all be sure to smash that like and subscribe. Linebacker not confirmed yet. It is just Adam Munsterteiger putting out a crystal ball, which is as close to confirmed as you can get. I want to say Chauncey Gooden's around 315. Let's see what the CU website has him at. CU website has him at. Oh. Got him way bigger than what I was thinking. Holy moly. Got him at 360. Wow. So, for reference, man, I'm trying to think, that defensive lineman, what was his name from Texas? Sweat last year? Tre'Davious Sweat. He was like 350 pounds. So, it's a big boy. No doubt about it. But we like our boys big over here, don't we, y'all? Brady B, we won't stand for this slander. Building an SEC roster with G5 talent. Oh, man. It's a combination, man. It's a combination. But yeah, let's go get some more offensive line. Let's go do it. SN Services, when's the dead period for transfers? Around New Year's Eve? Not sure. I think so. I forget all the transfer dates. I know they're different this year. I think the one thing I remember is that you got 5 days after your bowl game concludes to enter the portal. So that gets interesting. Dang, you guys baited me. What the heck? People just guessing. Well, I'm going to guess CU. Why not? Joe Kid. Nikhil Green left for the money, but we thought he was off to the NFL anyways. Nobody had him coming back. Yeah, myself included. I was wondering, where is his Hula Bowl or East West Shrine Bowl invite? Maybe he just didn't get the draft grade that he was hoping he would get. And yeah, I'm sure Alabama can offer him a nicer payday than maybe we're able to right now, or that we're willing to pay. I think sometimes there are just circumstances where maybe we're not willing to pay. But that's all me hypothetically speaking. speculating, all that. But good for him. If I remember correctly, he's got, one or two kids, right? So definitely get that payday. Again, I sound like a broken record here, but if he can get 250K just playing football this year, that's the same as like, a fifth round signing bonus this year in the draft. And let's say he went undrafted, you're probably getting less than 100 grand guaranteed on that, to sign. So, yeah, I think that he's probably doing what I think all of us would be doing in that sort of circumstance. It's okay, Brady B. We can have different opinions. I forgive you. When does QB6 get to Boulder? Who is QB6? Unless you're thinking of QB7, that's Caden Salter, next Heisman finalist for CU. Already putting it out there. Yeah, we'll just have to see. But I think Salter will get there after the new year, probably when January classes start, all that. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Or wide receiver 6, Quentin Gibson. I think he's an early enrollee, so he'll be there in January, which is great. I would imagine if North Crowley hadn't gone all the way and won their state title, he would have been at the practices this week, just like a lot of the other guys were. But I believe when he was on nightcap committing, he told Ocho and Unk that he was going to be there in January. So I think that's awesome, man. I can't wait to see. Man, Body Bagum says, "Man, this transfer class is ass." Wow. Okay. Well, I know there are high expectations. I mean, right? We want to see ourselves with like a top 5, top 3 transfer portal class. No doubt about it. I'm there with you. I'm just going to ask that we reserve our final judgment until, yeah, we can see close to what the total amount of guys that we brought in are, like who they are. This is the primer. That's how I see it. So remember at this point last year, we had no Nakai Hill Green. We had no Preston Hodge, right? So there are a handful of other guys that we didn't have. We had no Will Shepard. Well, granted, I guess he committed in January, but or Lejante Wester. Like all those guys were added after the holidays. So I think some of the most exciting players, they're still yet to come. This is just the first 12. We'll probably be around 30, right? Negro League. Love this. Omari Miller doesn't get enough credit or recognition. You're absolutely right. In my opinion, he is the wide receiver 1 going into next year. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And hopefully he can stay healthy. And I can't wait to see what he does fully. Now this is going to be his second full year in the Pat Shurmur offense. And so hopefully he's got the whole playbook down, all those sorts of things. And again, being featured with like a full-time amount of snaps, I just think you're going to see him completely go off. Wow, this is crazy. Darian Mensah heading to Duke, apparently getting paid around $8 million. Surely that's for like a 3-year, right? Or 4? No, because I guess he used his 1 year of eligibility this year. So yeah, I guess that would be between $2 and $3 million a year. Interesting. Yeah, I know some people have said that like we're in the top 20 or 15 in NIL, something like that, but there's still a huge difference between kind of the top 5, 6 in college football and the rest. So yeah, we still have ways to go. Again, we're making fantastic progress. I think everything's moving, according to plan, if not faster. But we still have ways to go before we can, we can just buy players with, sorry, this is crass, but with like fuck you money, right? Okay, who the heck is Quentin Branch? I see Quentin Gibson. Yeah. Yeah, who the heck is Quentin Branch? QB6? Yeah, I don't know. Are we just making up players now? Is that what we're doing? Yeah, and yeah, Texas Tech, man, they're spending all that oil money. Again, Colorado has a great energy sector. Oil. There's plenty of fracking friendly legislation out there in Colorado. It's by county, and we got wind, we got solar, we got coal, right? Clean coal. Um, yeah, we should have an oil daddy. Like, if there's anything to ask for Christmas this year, it's an oil daddy for CU. Like, that's just what we need. But guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I think I'm gonna get to the gym a little bit before I start making tamales. So have a wonderful day. I still got some more videos coming. I think Russ and I are gonna do the Buff Blitz kind of preview the Alamo Bowl. BYU coming down here to San Antonio to take on our Buffs. So that'll be maybe around like 7 p.m. Mountain tonight, something like that. So y'all be sure to tune in then. I'm sure the live stream will be out soon for you guys to subscribe to, hit that bell for notifications. But again, really do appreciate all you guys. Again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa starts soon, so happy early Kwanzaa, right? And yeah, just enjoy this week. It's going to be awesome. Thank you again, Reverend BJ Nelson, for the super, as well as Coach Barry. You guys have been with me for a long time. Man, you guys are great. That's right. What am I talking about? Energy for when we got weed money. Sadly, the government has that in their hands. It's all right, Keith. I mess up guys' names all the time. Yeah, that was sarcastic. But anyways, guys, really appreciate y'all. I'll be back again later tonight. Go Buffs.